Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends from the press, good morning. Welcome to the press conference of the National Immigration Administration. The main theme of today's press conference is the briefing on the visa-free entry policy for foreign tour groups on cruise ships, and we are very honored to have with us Mr. Mao Xu with NIA and Mr. Li Tao and Mr. Shi Zeyi from Tourism Office and Mr. Zhu Zhenyu from the Ministry of Transportation. They will be taking your questions. First of all, we will give the floor to Mr. Mao Xu to brief you on the policy of a visa-free entry for foreign tour groups on cruise ships. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends from the press, good morning. Thank you for your interest in the immigration affairs. In order to further carry through the spirit of the 20 years National Conference of the CPC and encourage foreign nationals to travel to China and promote the development of tourism, as well as further the opening up policy, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Transportation, Ministry of Culture and Tourism, and the General Customs have issued a joint policy concerning the visa-free entry policy for foreign tour groups on cruise ships. From today on, for the tour groups that travel through cruise ships to China and enter China through all of the ports can stay in the coastal regions and Beijing municipality to a maximum of 15 days. It includes Tianjin, Liaoning, Dalian, and Jiangsu Lianyungang, and Wenzhou and Zhoushan in Zhejiang, Xiamen in Fujian, and Qingdao in Shandong, and Beihai in Guangxi, and Guangdong, as well as Hainan. So there are altogether 13 ports for cruise. In order to support development of cruise tourism, Dalian, Lianyungang, Wenzhou, Zhoushan, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, Beihai. These 7 ports are newly listed as the eligible ports for the visa-free policies. At the same time, the NIA also facilitates the custom and clearance for the tourists through cruise ships, and also improve the policy concerning the service quality at the ports. We will continue to improve the facilitation for cruise travels and improve the efficiency. The above are the general condition of the policy, and here now I will be taking questions together with my counterparts from the other 3 departments and ministries. Now the floor is open for questions, and make sure that you identify yourself before asking the question. Thank you. What kind of consideration did you put into before the implementation of such a policy? Mr. Mao, please. Thank you. In order to further carry through the instructions of the Central Party Committee and the central government and improve the service quality of the Immigration Administration, this time we have granted this visa-free policy for all of the ports in coastal provinces based on the following three considerations. First, we want to develop the cruise economy and cruise tourism. It is a very international business and has a lot of very apparent spillover effects. The cruise ship market is up by 6 to 8% on an annual basis, and it is important for us to further promote cruise economy and cruise business. It will have a connecting effect on tourism, service industry, and manufacturer industry. It will help China to further integrate itself into the international cruise ship market. And China has a lot of eligible ports, and along coastal line, we have very abundant tourism, and the service industry is developing rapidly, and it is one of the major destinations for cruise ships internationally. We have clear advantages, including the development of regional economy. So this kind of visa-free entry policies for cruisers will help us to support the policies for high-quality development. Second, it will improve the personnel exchanges between China and foreign countries. The cruise ships are considered this kind of five-star hotels or resorts on the move. So it's a very high-quality integrated ways of travel. It is very popular among global tourists. With improvement of people's living quality, and it is essential for us to upgrade our policy, such as have this new visa-free entry policy, so as to attract more foreign nationals to come to China to travel and promote the personnel exchanges. 3. We already have some pilot cities to implement this policy, and this is a solid foundation for the upgrade of such policies. From October 2016, we officially launched this policy in the city of Shanghai. And since the implementation, the number of tourists received in Shanghai through cruise ships is up by 10%. So it has a very positive effect since implementation. With the instructions of the State Council, the NNA continue to carry forward the successful experiences of Shanghai and carry out investigations and surveys before we expand the scope of eligibility of such policy so as to further promote cruise economy in the coastal cities. China will continue to improve its level of opening up, and we always welcome foreign nationals to come to China to experience the result of our reform and opening up policy, to experience the Chinese culture, and also to discover new opportunities for development. We will continue to deepen reform so as to provide better services for social and economic development, promote high quality opening up, and promote personnel exchanges between China and foreign countries. Thank you. Next question, please. with the CMG and CCTV. The visa-free entry policy pilot project took place in Shanghai. So what are the major improvement and upgrade for this round of policy expansion? Thank you. Mr. Mao. The pilot project in Shanghai was very successful. So this round of policy expansion highlights the following points. First of all, we have expanded the scope for the policy. In the past, the only point of entry is Shanghai. Although they can travel in coastal cities, they can only enter China in the port of Shanghai. And now all of the coastal ports are eligible for such a policy, and this will allow more cruise lines to plan their trips around such policies and provide more opportunities for tourism. And second, the scope for the stay has been expanded. In the past, the tourist can only stay in Beijing and coastal cities and ports. And currently, the scope of the eligibility has been expanded to all the coastal provinces and Beijing, so that this kind of tourism products can be further enriched, and the foreign tourists can have a deeper experience of the Chinese culture and landscape. And three, we've improved the efficiency of the implementation. We further improved the customer clearance experience. And we also have supporting policies such as the transit visa-free entry policy, so that the policy can unleash its fullest potential. Next question, please. With Xinhua News Agency, and the NIA will be issuing measures to support further development of cruise travels. So can you brief us more on that? Mr. Li Tao, please. To facilitate the implementation of the new policy and unleash the greatest potential of this policy, and we will be implementing 7 measures to facilitate customer clearance and develop a cruise economy. In terms of customer clearance, we will have this onboard customer clearance service to the tourists, and this will expedite the clearance process. And second, the border inspection will exempt the biometrics for the foreigners. And also, they don't need to fill in this entry-exit queries. And 3, the crew members on the ship can be exempt of the handling of a passport if they do not need to get off board to enter the border. And also we have established this automatic authentication system at the border. In order to improve the service quality, we will continue to improve our competitiveness concerning the cruise ships. We will be providing this 24-hour service for the entry permit for the cruise ships, and also for the Chinese cruise members who will get on board the cruise ships, and they can be exempt of the checking of the visa of their destinations. Also, we will be providing supporting services concerning the maintenance and checking of the cruise. We will also be granting the permit for the cruise members so as to further reduce their operational cost. In terms of developed cruise economies, we will be continuing to expanding the pilot scope, especially those sponsored by Chinese capitals. The borders inspections agencies will also be providing better services for the permits approval. And second, we will continue to help the cruise ships and the travel agencies to carry out tours inside China, and also develop more tourism products. Thank you. Next question, please. Thank you. In a newly released policy, you mentioned that 7 ports will be made eligible. New ports will be made eligible for such policy. So can you tell us more on that? Mr. Mao, please. Cruise has become a major means of transportation for foreigners to travel abroad. Besides the cruise travels, we also have countries that are exempt visa of China, and also they can take the cruise ships to travel. So this all of the coastal cities now are eligible for the transit, for the visa-free transit in the coastal cities. And so, as you mentioned, 7 new ports have been included in the visa-free entry policy for transit tourists. So the scope of such policy has been expanded with the approval of the State Council. This will further facilitate the foreign tourists to come to travel in China and also transit here. Thank you. After the implementation of such a policy, how will the Ministry of Culture and Tourism promote the development of tourism for the travelers entering China? The cruise ships travels is developing very fast. Large number of tourists from around the world get on board cruise ships from Switzerland, from Germany, and other countries to enter Shanghai, Tianjin, and altogether thousands of tourists have already took on the cruise ships to conduct their tours in China. The Ministry of Culture and Tourism will continue to boost development in this regard. We will further facilitate development of cruise travels for this kind of entry tourism to address the major problems and also optimize the visa granting processes. We will continue to help with the boost of airlines and other means of transport and improve the shopping environment for foreign tourists entering China. Second, we will continue to improve the service products, and make individualized and targeted tourism products for the tourists, so as to improve the level of service of international travels, so that the foreign nationals can not only see more beautiful Chinese landscape, but also feel the charm of the Chinese culture. Three, we will continue to expand and improve the publicity of such policy and also Chinese tourism, so that they can have a huge impact in the international community. We will also be organizing the tourism exhibition. We will invite the major source of tourists to come to China to also to develop new products and participate in major tourism exhibitions. Next question, please. Currently, a lot of foreigners have very strong intentions to come to China and travel, but they have a lot of difficulty in terms of making payment in China. So, do you have any policies to improve that situation? Mr. Shi, please. Thank you. The Ministry of Culture and Tourism attached great importance to the to the experience of travels for the foreigners. We've taken notice of the point that you mentioned. We have also issued a document to facilitate payment by foreigners in China. And together with multiple relevant departments, we issued this notice on improving the payment facilitation. And we ask that major administrations at all levels can improve their instructions, to enhance their instructions, and make work plans to implement such a policy, especially in the usage of a credit card as well as cash. And we'll continue to carry out publicities in this regard. Inspection work will also be taking place so as to further facilitate the payment issue for the foreign tourists. For all of the tourist destinations as well as hotels. We must realize this full coverage for foreign credit card, and we also would have a ticket window that could accept cash, especially in the popular destinations. So we will set up the forex exchange locations. We will also facilitate mobile payment. Coming up, our ministry will continue to work with PBOC and other relevant departments, as well as local governments. We'll also elaborate with our colleagues from the financial and other cultural authorities, administration authorities, to further improve the environment for foreign experts to travel in China. And we believe that the foreign tourists will be enjoying a better and more convenient payment environment. Thank you. Can you tell us more about the development of Chinese cruise ships? Mr. Zhu, thank you. Cruise travels is a very ideal way for international travels. In order to further improve and carry on and act according to the State Council's instructions, our ministry issued the notice on restoring cruise ships and cruise travels in major ports in China. In 2023, the total number of tourists entering China by cruise reached more than 100,000. We received tourists from Japan, South Korea, and also Hong Kong SAR. The first China-made, the homemade cruise has also been put into commercial use. It is estimated that 2024, the number of passengers on cruise will continue to increase. The number of tourists will be increasing, and the time of travel will also be going up. Coming up, we will work with relevant departments to continue to instruct on the policy implementations, improve emergency management, and provide better services to the tourists so as to promote high-quality development for cruise travels. Thank you. How will the Ministry of Transportation help with the implementation of such a policy? Mr. Zhu, please. The visa-free policy will help to attract more foreigners to come to China to travel. In 2016, Shanghai took the initiative to implement this visa-free entry policy, and tourists can enjoy a stay of up to 15 days in the coastal area, coastal cities, which greatly promoted the development of cruise economy in Shanghai. And this time, we've expanded the scope of the coverage of this policy. This will encourage more international cruise ships to dock in Chinese ports and also develop cruise travels. Coming up, we'll be working with provincial and local transportation authorities to help with the implementation of such a policy. We will also urge the cruise relevant companies to improve their level of services so as to create this kind of spillover effect of this policy. Due to time limit, that's the end for today's press conference. Thank you all for attending. If you have further questions, please feel free to contact the spokesperson's office of the NIA. Thank you.